Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and I'm back to review a title that I didn't look at when it first came out, but with the release of the first piece of DLC, well not first piece of DLC, but a free campaign expansion, we're going to have a quick look at it today and we'll see what we find. So as you can see, we are today reviewing Space Hulk. Now, for those who've been kicking around a while, Space Hulk would actually ring some vague bells of a fantastic board game, actually, funnily enough. Board game with miniatures, so it has some bit of tabletop gaming from the folks over at Games Workshop. So famous for their tabletop war games of the Warhammer and the Warhammer 40k universe, 40,000. As well as Blood Bowl as well as another title of theirs that's sort of been made into a computer game. So Space Hulk was a bit of quick little history lesson here. Was a tabletop board game that was available and included a set of miniatures where essentially you take on you fight as the epitome of human combat. Human warriors sort of style as the fearsome space marines, clad in your tactical assault dreadnought armor or Terminator armor, and you're boarding a derelict ship, and taking on the fiendish alien menace in the form of the Gene Stealers and the Tyranids. So, pretty classic formula, humans versus alien nasties and grubblies armed with nothing more than very, very sharp teeth and claws, while you're armed with superior firepower. So, it's not new, that's for sure. Space Hulk was one of Games Workshop's very, very famous and sort of a bit of a cult classic of its titles, and their tabletop wargaming has actually survived the test of time and is still very popular today. So with the Space Hulk war game, it's actually not the first time this has been made into a computer game, funnily enough. For those who are playing games back in the 90s, there was actually a version made for a couple of the Amiga consoles and I think possibly even Commodore 64. I think it was early 90s, early to mid 90s. This was a computer game, but it's had a 21st century revamp, and so the license has been moved across to full control apps. Now what they've done is they've created a cross-platform title. So this title is available on PC, Mac, and iOS. And it's included something which is starting to become a bit more common, is cross-platform multiplayer. Now, great idea, but as we'll see very shortly, what it does, because it's essentially the same game, it's going to be playing across multiple platforms, the graphics still look like there's something out of the 90s, so yeah, that's right. Anyway, so before we have a quick start, let's have a quick look. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, as we always do, so a quick look at your options. Your options are pretty damn basic. So you've got your audio sliders for your music, your sound effects, so your bang bang shoot 'em ups and your gribbly claws, just sort of ambient sounds of the Space Hulk, and of course the voice of your valiant Terminators as they storm through the Hulk. Video options, again, pretty basic, as you're expecting something that's essentially the same coding's been ported across between three fairly fundamentally different platforms. Gameplay, so where you can sort of, the action camera, again, something we see a lot in our turn-based strategies. So when you go to make a kill or shooting something off, whether you see something on there. Skins of the Gene Stealers, so you just got your basic Space Hulk one. There is a piece of DLC that you can buy for this to give you a couple of other colour schemes that are sort of canon from the Games Workshop 40k universe. Timer, you can actually force a turn timer, so this is something that's also seen in XCOM Enemy Unknown, where you can actually force a multiplayer timer. Shoulder camera, so you'll see this in a moment, guys, as we sort of kick off a mission, but essentially it's a video feed, so just like troops of these days when they've got sort of like the little helmet mounted cams, your Space Marine Terminators have that as well. Battle logs, so this is again harks back to the board game. Vectors, animations, all the usual fun stuff. Input, so again you can unfortunately not rebind the keys. They are fixed, that's what you've got, and pretty much just deal with it, that's it. Funny enough, not sure why, but the language option is locked. I'm assuming it's chosen by wherever you buy it from, but there you go. And of course credits, there you go. Right, so let's shoot back now. Alright, so in terms of gameplay options, so this is primarily designed as a single player title. It comes with, when it initially released, it just had a basic tutorial 3-mission tutorial campaign, the core campaign of 12 missions, but it has just had an update. The version 1.2 update came out late last week, 7th I believe it came out, and which has released a new 3-mission campaign. Multiplayer, just touch on this quickly. The multiplayer, yes, as I said before, it is a cross-platform option, so you can battle it out with somebody on an iPad or somebody on a Mac, and that's all fine. The only thing about it is that the cool thing it does offer is either always online or asynchronous. So a bit like the old play by email kind of days, and something that's of late been pioneered in Frozen Synapse. We can actually start a game and just doesn't matter who's online, you just sort of take your turn, send it off to the server, and then you can come back to it later. So yeah, pretty cool idea actually. I do like that. I do appreciate it. Unfortunately, a couple of games that I've tried to play, everyone's sort of just bailed on me. But anyway, maybe they're scared of the terrifying power of my Space Marines. I don't know. Usual thing, librarians. So this is where you can actually review some information. Like you can actually change what your banner looks like. You can see the achievements that you've got, look at the manual, also direct link. This is probably more for the iOS than the Mac one, where you can link directly into buying the additional content. The developer incidentally has announced that they will be releasing multiple DLC expansions for this, in terms so you can actually see extra better campaigns. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight in. So as I said, you've got 3 campaigns now. You did only previously have 2, but now you've got the 3, the Messenger of Purgatory. So the core campaign takes place on a Space Hulk. So a floating sort of wreckage of a ship that's sort of mashed together by the warp. FYI guys, there will be a lot of 40k lore references coming through here, so if you're not sure what it means, Google it. Or Bing it, whichever one you prefer. I personally prefer Bing. So as I was saying, guys, you got the boarding prequel. So essentially, it's just a 3-mission or 2 missions to teach you the core basics, and a third one will sort of let you go a bit further. You do see a gradual increase of the capabilities of your troops, but it's not an RPG style experience element. There is no permadeath, which is we'll get into that a bit later as well. I'm a bit disappointed with the title. Your Terminators will have a range of weapons. You get access to your core basics, which is Power Fist and Stormbolter, which we've got here. You can see it on the little picture there. You also eventually gain access to a Battle Brother with a Heavy Flamer. You got access to Sergeants. Sergeants give you certain extra bonuses. You also have access to the Terminator, the Assault Cannon, and some Lightning Claws later on, I do believe as well. Alright, well, tell you what, let's jump into a quick mission and see what we can do here. Let's jump into... Let's just take on the first one, and we'll do the first one, we'll have a quick look at it.
There is a large bank of functioning escape pods in a sector well beyond our established perimeter. The enemy must not escape. Cleanse the control room. No matter the cost, this will be done. Sergeant of the squad, accept your orders. You command 1 squad. You will deploy your Terminators here. Scanners have detected Xeno's life signs in these areas. Deep scans indicate the target is in this area. Bathe the control room in flame, and protect the Battle Brother who bears the Heavy Flamer. If he falls, all is lost.
All sounding very pompous and patriotic, exactly as a good Space Marine should sound. So essentially what they have done is they've done a pretty much a pure remake of the board game. So what they've done is they've grabbed done the layouts of the tiles as you would as if you had the board game. Your Gene Stealers, your opponent, your nasty Gribblies, they spawn from these sort of red shrouded areas. You spawn at a start point, you'll have an objective. So in this case we've got an objective to go up, and we've got to cleanse the control room with a heavy flamer. So let's jump in and get underway. So, first starting as we do, so what we do is we grab our squads. So what we're going to do is we're going to lead it with one of our battle brothers, the Stormbolter. He can be first. Then we'll load our Sergeant. We'll put the Flamer in the middle to keep him nice and safe, and then we'll back him with a couple more battle brothers there. So, essentially, as I said, guys, what they've done is they've essentially just remade the board game. They've just done it. This is what it is. It's, you know the board game you all know, and we're just going to make a sort of 3D model of it. Yeah. So speaking of 3D modeling, as our Terminators teleport in, where they're teleporting homers and they break through the warp to get there. So, like your traditional sort of, or very common at the moment, the whole action point based sort of turn based system, your guys, and just to go prove action points are nothing new. This is actually how the board game works, guys. You do have action points, and so you use them. So if you need to do anything, it's going to cost you actions. So each of your troops start with 4 action points. So I'm going to use one here just to open up a door. And then we're going to go and move him somewhere. Now, where should we move him? We're going to have some Gribblies coming in through there. So what we might do is we might turn him around. Now, you can use more than your unit's action points, because at the start of every turn you get an assigned amount of CP, or command points. So this essentially allows you to take additional actions once your troops have actually run out of their sort of standard things to actually do. One of the skills that your sergeant has is the ability that if you don't like the roll that you get, you can actually re-roll and actually go, you know what, I'm going to try for a better result. Otherwise, you go your standard 4 action points, sort of run through. So the objective of this particular mission that we've got here is we need to send our battle brother with the heavy flamer, so this brother Zael. He has to go through and make his way up here to our control room and flame it away. Alright, so what we've got to do is we've got so done there. Now these command points, yes, I can spend them, and I will spend them extra. Because I don't think I'm really going to need them on this first turn, I think. These doors cost an action point to get past, and I'm not going to worry about putting anyone on Overwatch just yet, so... Civ 5. So in terms of how does it look? How does it look as we end our turn? It looks like it's still stuck in the 90s, guys. It really does. For a title that's been dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century, I'm quite disappointed. I really am. I was expecting a lot more than that, and I should have re-rolled those command points. By the way, as soon as you make an action, you can't re-roll anymore, so that was really stupid of me. But hey, let's see how we go. Alright. Attack me. So your guys, what they will do is that then when they see an enemy, they will start shooting at it when it's still your turn. When it's no longer your turn, they need to be placed on Overwatch. So I've got these Gribblies here. I know they're going to be coming at me here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy on Overwatch. I'm going to leave the door closed, because it'll force them to use an action point up on that one, and then he can take some up as they come through. In the meantime, we're going to push onwards with all the rest of our battle brothers. So we'll keep going along here. And we'll stop there.
Enemy inbound.
So, Alright, as you might have noticed just before, that you would have seen the little red flashing things. So here we are, I've got the red ones. So, again, this is straight out of the board game, this hasn't changed. As a Gene Stealer player, you can choose to either reveal your Gene Stealers straight away, or you can choose to actually have them unrevealed. And sort of just keep your enemy guessing about how many Gene Stealers you actually have there. Pros and cons of doing that. So, pro of doing that is that your enemy doesn't know how many opponents he's facing. Con of doing that, if you get caught and they make a move and they get seen by Terminator, your turn as a Gene Stealer player ends immediately. So it's a double-edged sword, that one. So something to sort of be aware of. Now, I've got my battle brother with the flamer coming there. Coming there. Alright, so he's still staring at the door. So we might be a bit cheeky in a second. Now, your heavy weapons do, and like your assault cannon, your heavy flamer do have a limited amount of ammunition. So you're very careful of how much you use, because otherwise it could come back and bite you in the ass. It really could. Now, I'm going to have to move my flamer dude out of the way a bit. I want to put somebody up there and defend what's going on. Anyway, alright, so let's be a bit cheeky and see if we can get some shots off. So let's open up the door. Alright, so this is what I want to talk about combat. So the board game and the tabletop miniatures game rely on dice rolls. That's how it works. Now on the C here you can see that, yeah, you've got range shots. So Sergeant Lorenzo rolled 1 to 6 Gene Stealer kill because he was killed on a 6+. You actually get the 6+. And there's one of those fantastic little animations. So bang, killed one, fantabulous. So we're gonna, should we take another shot at another one? No, I think I'm gonna just lock the door again. So let's close that door.
Watching for enemy contact.
Put him on Overwatch to guard. As I was saying before, so you can see how usually the action points there, but I can use the command points. Now, why am I leaving a little bit of command point? Because these lovely little storm bolters have a nasty tendency to jam in combat. When that happens, they will use an action point to actually reload. And by the way, Gene Stealers are really dangerous in close combat, as I think you just saw just then. Yeah, they can really frack you up something chronic, so watch out. And I think this is about to go horribly, horribly wrong for me, I think.
No sacrifice.
Yep. So this will teach me to actually make sure that I do things. Now, I've lost my sergeant, so guess what? I no longer have the ability to do any rerolls. I think this is all going to go horribly, horribly wrong, don't you, folks? I'm pretty damn certain this is going to go horribly, horribly wrong. Alright, what have we got left? I've got a battle brother that I forgot to move last turn. That's really awkward. Alright.
Cleanse and burn.
One done. One down. So, your rolls, roll 1 or 2, and
scanning for enemy movement.
Use his, let's put that on there. Alright, so you facing that way.
They will fall.
Then we'll pop you on Overwatch. You, because I can't put you with his heavy weapon because there's a limited ammunition, you can't put him on Overwatch, so I'm going to have to burn you out right now. Now, cool thing about the flamer, as you can see, your flamer will knockouts. It will kill the units on there, but it will also give this area effect as well. So we'll actually sort of navigate around walls and stuff. So it is a pretty cool little tactic to sort of slow down. I'm about to lose another guy here. Yep, he's lost his close combat. Yep, this one, as I said, this game, just like the board game, it seems quite easy. A lot of people say it's a lot very easy. But you get a couple of bad dice rolls, or you do something really stupid, like I just did, then it is going to go horribly, horribly, horribly wrong, and you will get run over, because your Terminators, they're pondering, they're awesome, you know, feats of humanity's engineering, but they're very ponderous, very slow. They take an action point just to turn one quarter of a turn. Your Gene Stealers, they're low health, so agile, they will wipe you out. So, oh yeah, alright, so okay, so we got a bit of a success there, so let's see if we can move up there. Might turn you around there. Might flame that corridor. See if we can slow them down a little bit. Pull these gribblies down.
Holding position.
And we're going to pop you on Overwatch. And then you, with the last of our AP. Fuck it, yeah, and we'll get, so you can see the spread there you got there. So that will also flame it for the next turn. So they're trying to approach to it. I'm going to get burned. Alright, so we've got 4 ammunition left, we're running low. Alright. Are our Battle Brothers going to survive, or are they going to get murdered? And that's why you should have left 1 points left. Okay, so yep, this is definitely not going to go so well. Well, as the nasty gribblies approach me, I think this is going to be just about the end for my Battle Brother, I think. Because there is no way he's going to survive all this. Not with flamer ammo left anyway, that's for sure. Let's turn you this way. Let's take as many of them with us, shall we? Alright. Now it then blocks your movement, so you can't move over your own flame. So I am pretty much screwed for this one. Yeah, so there you go. So just like the tabletop game, just like the board game, just like anything with dice rolls, you know, they have recreated the effects of the game and like all the feelings of the game quite well. I will give them that. But what it's meant is that the graphics very limited, not something you expect from a game of 2013. This pretty much feels like I'm just playing exactly what I played in, you know, I would have played in 1998 or whatever it was, for first incarnation. For this kind of experience, you know what, I'd rather go back and set up the game back on my tabletop. I really would. I mean, the great effort, you know, I mean, good the fact that they've actually tried and actually put a bit of an effort in to remade it, like that's nice, but they missed a huge opportunity to actually modernise and give it a bit of a modern flavour. I mean, we look at games like, you could XCOM Enemy Unknown, we look at I mean, hell, even Armor Tactics, as buggy as that is, you look at those and you goes, there's still a career progression path. Now, with all these Battle Brothers and Terminators I've just lost, let's say I win this mission. I won't, but let's say hypothetically I manage to somehow win this mission. I would come back and all those Battle Brothers would be back alive again, as if nothing had happened to them. That is, where's the insta and permadeath, and where's the story building? It's too scripted for my liking. I think that, as I said, they had a big opportunity here and they missed it. And okay, there you go. Yep, he's dead and he's down. And mission failed. So there you go. You're not guaranteed to win in this game. So there you go. So after watching me spectacularly fail there, folks, look, the game's not too bad. I mean, I've just complained about it a lot, I know. If you're a fan of the board game and you don't want to have to play it, and you don't want to have to break it out and actually set it up on a tabletop and want to play, you know what, okay, this is fine. Could they have done more with it? Absolutely. Did they miss a golden opportunity? Definitely, without a doubt. Should you pay $30 for it? Hell no. Do not do it. If it comes on sale, grab it then. If you enjoy the miniatures, like I build models myself, I did the miniature thing with 40k for a little while. Look, you know what? Grab some mates, grab the models, and go sit yourself on a tabletop. Seriously, guys, you're gonna get a bit more interpersonal skills as well when you do that. So, yeah, that's my sort of take on this. So, overall, if I could sum it up quickly, missed opportunity. Graphics look like something out of Doom 3. I mean, look, they stuck very faithfully to the gameplay and the rule sets from the original board game, and on a level they are to be commended for that. It is very hard to recreate a board game in a digital age. Like, it is sometimes quite hard to do it. Look at how many Monopoly games have come out there and quite frankly have sucked. So for them to come out and do this, it actually then faithfully does replicate what happens on the tabletop. Will happen on your kitchen table if you do have a physical set of Space Hulk set up. I mean, that's actually to be commended. But there's so much more they could do. You could have it so that you have the classic mode of this is the board game, follow the rules, or you could have an actual proper campaign where it actually has consequences to your actions. So, yeah. Overall, golden opportunity missed, I'm afraid. But anyway, well, folks, this title is available on Gamersgate, it's available on Steam, and also available, a Steam key is also available for purchase directly from the Space Hulk website. That's me done for today, folks. Thanks very much for watching. If you are interested in purchasing this title, don't forget to look it out and check it up. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are enjoying my content, or if there's anything you want to see, or if you're getting comments and feedback you want to give, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. Thanks, folks, once again. Take care. Safe skies to all. And we'll see you next time, somewhere on the other side of the warp. Bye for now. And always remember, the Emperor protects.